Maxime, après.
Moi, je voulais juste savoir le budget du film.
Budget? C'était... $40,000. Roughly 30 000 euros.
40 000 euros.
40 000 dollars.
40 000 dollars.
Oui.
Donc ça fait 35 000 euros.
Nothing. Rien. Un peu.
Because at the beginning of the movie, there was no CGI film. And it was like,
Il y a le nom de studio. No CGI films.
Yeah, it's like you're promoting the fact that you don't use.
Avec le CGI, with the computer generated effects. Yeah, no, that's not lost on me. I get that. That wasn't my decision. I think it would have been nice to shoot a cardboard, you know, what are you gonna do? I mean, the director has made the point in the past that we are not anti-computers. Certainly we used computers to make the movie. It was edited, you know, with Final Cut Pro, et cetera, but he himself is a big believer in old school movie making. He's not even, despite the fact that the studio is called No CGI Films, he's not even anti-CGI. He's against CGI being used as a crutch, as a handicap, always being used.
Okay, the film looks visually stunning. I was wondering, what did you guys shoot it on?
Panasonic AVX 200A HD. The movie was started 2008. Alors, the camera is now 3 years old already. The movie took 3 years to make. Le film entier, c'était un garage sur mon 60 mètres, avec with the exceptions of the fire et la voiture. Fire et voiture sont the only shots that were not inside. But it was not a studio. It was a garage. C'était chambre pour les voitures. That was where the movie was made.
the creature was...
The monster, there were 3 monsters, no computers.
Il y avait 3 monstres, pas d'ordinateur.
One monster was, c'est comme ça. Le deuxième monster, c'était comme un homme. It was worn as a suit by a man.
Oui, c'est le deuxième monstre. Donc le premier c'était une maquette. Le deuxième c'était un homme qui était articulé, j'imagine.
Et le troisième c'était sûrement le man, the head. I'm sorry, not man, la tête. Oui, sûrement la tête. Mais c'était 300 pounds, 200 kilomètres peut-être. C'est comme une voiture. The head was the size of a car. Et ça, c'était pour when the monster eats people. When there were people in the jaws of the monster, there was a third monster, just the head, that was the size of a car.
For the background, was it made painting or it was just how you light it in the garage? Sculpture, not painting. Most of the trees, the backgrounds, the house, the well, all of those were sculpted out of clay and wood. When they would shoot a series of scenes, because the room, the garage was so small, they would build the cabin, for example, shoot the cabin scenes, destroy the cabin, build the forest, shoot the forest. This is why it took 3 years.
How come the wonderful idea to put a wig on the bug's head?
A wig?
A wig. Good question. So I got the impression that the bugs had hair.
Hair, yes. Wig, no. It was more like whiskers. I mean, long hairs.
Parce que s'il y a vraiment des scènes très très drôles.
Okay,
voilà.
she said it was very funny. She laughed a lot, and she wanted to know if it was meant to be done like this, or if it was at the final cut you realized it was so funny.
The original script had aliens, a musical number, and a lot more comedy. The comedy was scaled back. They decided that it was too much, but they wanted some. So yes, it is intentional.
He's scary. Il est effrayant, moi j'ai trouvé quand même dans le film.
Oui. Et justement, du coup, quelle était la direction d'acteur? Comment le réalisateur l'a-t-il dirigé?
How the director directed the actors during the movie?
Minimally.
Minimum syndical.
C'était 3 ans depuis, alors j'ai oublié to some degree, but I think he gave each of us a fair bit of instruction up front before we shot to say, this is what I see your character being. Once he had done that, I think it was pretty much just, you know your character, do your thing. Je sais aussi, I know also that because from script to shoot, some of the characters changed considerably. The deformed brother, Rip, the gnarled guy, was supposed to be 7 feet tall originally, and my character was supposed to be much more mean and much less comical originally. Those were changes that came along the way, so he didn't get exactly what he thought he was going to get either. Things definitely changed as we went along.
Est-ce qu'il a cherché son inspiration dans d'autres films du passé, un peu comme les Rednecks de Délivrance ou...
Moi?
Oui.
Ou, je crois que c'était simple. I mean, you know, first of all, almost every character I get hired to play in the last few years is, pardon my French, an asshole. They're all mean. I'm always beating people or killing people. I don't know why really, but that's what I keep getting.
Maybe the piercing.
What's that?
The piercing.
The piercing? I mean maybe, but I can take that out too. I can be a nice guy. I don't know. Yeah, no, there were no horror films that inspiration came directly from. I've been asked that before, and I feel like, you know, it was just sort of run with it. He wanted a little comedy in there. That was, like I said, a change from the original script, but he wanted some of that, and it's just sort of like part mean guy, part Looney Tunes. Je crois que si le film, if it becomes a cult film, I think the director will be very happy. I think he'd be okay with that. I think he originally set out to make a movie that paid homage to the films he loved as a kid. Godzilla 1954, Jaws, Alien, the movies that were made without computers and that had big monsters and scary moments and maybe a little bit of comedy as well. That's what he loved and that's what he wanted to, you know, emulate. Encore merci. J'ai le DVD si vous voulez.